So you finally get into your number one school, or number two, or whoever lets you in. You're excited, you're happy, you're busting it down and shit. It's a whole celebration. Finally, after so long, you get to leave high school and everything that came with it behind. For most people, this low-key gets a little sad. Now, you and all your homies are either going to get either more studious and caught up with homework somewhere else, or you're going to get employed, or you go to prison. You say goodbye to your parents, you tell your friends you made it to your school, and you won't see them till they either visit you or the next break, and then you sit on your bed. Right, enough with the generic ass intro. Let me break this down for y'all. If you're anything like me, you probably heard that certain things wouldn't fly in college, like skipping class, talking in class, turning in your homework late. Almost everything you were told is actually garbage though. Like this shit will most definitely fly. It will actually soar, bro. Nothing, and I mean nothing, is that deep in college. It's actually so unserious, it's crazy, bro. In my last video, I explained how it's possible to go from an average student to getting accepted into a top university in the US, such as UCLA in my case. And in even the most highly regarded colleges with the most prestige, there are some of the most rambunctious shenanigans, sorry I had to say that, taking place that will just make you wonder how these kids had the GPA that they did in high school. If you have people telling you right now, you better get it together now, Buster, because it's going to be a rude awakening for you once you're in college. Act your age, be an adult. There are grown-ass men and women here who act like middle schoolers. In fact, nothing much has changed in the personalities of a lot of people from high school to now. It doesn't necessarily mean that everyone in college is dumb or something. The point I'm trying to make is that nobody really cares how you live your life here. Nobody's going to tell you what to do. Your professors don't give a shit about you unless you actually go up to the front of the class and, talk to them after the lecture yourselves. Now let me talk about how different it is socially though. You really gotta try to be as social as you possibly can in the very beginning of your freshman year, because if you haven't made your established friend group by the end of the first half of the year, and you haven't joined a club or something, then you might be cooked bud. Something I notice here is that it's nearly impossible to make solid friends through your classes. You gotta meet them through some kind of event or like a club or something, or just like something that actually drives people to want to be your friend. This might just be a thing for my school, or maybe, I don't know, it could just be me, I could just be an asshole or something. But tell me why people you meet in class will only be your friend exclusively in that class and nowhere else. You could have the most amazing time with the dude you meet during your lecture, right? You're chopping it up the whole time, laughing, cackling even. Y'all are just on the exact same wavelength. And then after that class, it's like, all right, bro, good talk. Catch you next class, all right? And you're like, all right, for sure, cool new friend that I made in class, right? Y'all even make it a plan to sit next to each other in the next lecture and the next until the year ends. Next lecture comes by though, and this dude deadass just doesn't show up. You save a spot, he just doesn't show up. Whatever, maybe he just didn't feel like coming to class today. By the way, that's super common because remember what I said? Nobody actually cares if you show up to class or not, especially not your professors. They don't even know what your name is. Anyway, so you wait, right? Bro doesn't show up. You finish the lecture, and then you see the same kid that you were waiting for this whole time walking out the door. And so you're like, damn, I mean, I don't really know him enough to go up to him and be like, bro, where were you? I was waiting for you. Because in all seriousness, you only talk to him for like an hour max. You're not on that level yet to start venting your separation anxiety to them. The most you could realistically do is just like make eye contact with them and be like, see ya, bro. They don't even acknowledge you either. But whatever. Next lecture comes by and then they're sitting in another spot across the class chopping it up with another dude. Well, there goes that. I thought we had something special, you know? This deadass feels like you're getting cheated on, and you hardly even got the dude's name. Maybe they're social at best. This happened to me a while back. I met a dude in my math class. He was a cool ass guy, I can't lie. We both like volleyball, and coincidentally enough, this was around the same time that I was also trying to find people who were down for volleyball in their free time. He tells me at the end of the class, bro, we have to sit in the same spots every lecture from now on. You know what? This goober's sitting across the class now. Am I just that repulsive, bro? I wasn't even the one who made the plan to sit together. You were. Why am I getting this sorry ass treatment? I tried this method like 3 more times in a different class that I knew nobody in. So I would sit next to a new person every single time, and then I would strike up a conversation. It always worked. We talked, we had a good time, and then, yeah, we just helped each other understand the material and all. But since it's like a 300-person lecture hall, I have never seen a single one of these 3 dudes ever again. I didn't even get a chance to talk to them again. At this point, I even forgot what they look like. Sometimes you'll make it out of the lecture talking stage with your significant other friend, and then you guys might plan to go out for that weekend or something. You know what? They've already got their group of going out friends. You meet up with them that night, and they're chill, but you're low-key just floating around. Yeah, the same shit happened to me as well. So what's my advice for avoiding this kind of thing? Definitely try to make friends and be chill with the people you meet in class, because who knows, maybe you'll be friends solely in that class you're in, and then maybe you can exchange homework answers or make it out alive together even though y'all forget you guys exist outside of class. But realistically, Join clubs or social groups. Join that culture club. Join that mac and cheese eating club. Join that frat if you got the money and the healthy liver for it. And do it early. I promise you that's the easiest and best way to make friends who will actually want to talk to you after they meet you for the first time. Right, next thing, academics, the boring shit. But hey, you'll get through it. If you did AP or honors classes in your high school, college classes low-key might be easier than that and you'll be chilling. But if you didn't, you might actually need to apply yourself now. And unless you're a full-time ChatGPT warrior, this could get difficult. The best advice I could give you for this is stick to schedules, manage your free time wisely, find friends who are in the same major as you, and help each other out with classes. All the same stuff that people usually tell you. Also, you can skip classes, bro. Let's be real. Some classes have required attendance and they actually grade you on those, so you should go to those. But you really don't have to be going to every single lecture, especially if you don't feel like it. This specifically applies to classes where the professors literally record the class. At that point, why even go? To ask questions? Ask ChatGPT a little, bro. We're not asking the professors no question in the Big 25. As long as you're actually going to watch the lectures or as long as you're getting the grades, nobody could really tell you otherwise for missing classes. Everyone's doing their own thing, so nobody could really compare each other anymore. Don't do that. Other than that, managing your work is pretty much the same as you would in high school, and there's really not much I could tell you there, man. Next thing I want to talk about. If you're going to live on campus, you're probably going to be dorming with some roommates. And if you got the opportunity to set preferences for the type of people you'd want to be roomed with, be extremely honest. Remember, these are the same people that you're going to live with. And usually this works better than rooming with your high school friend. Unless you've had a bunch of sleepovers and, this is your bestest friend for life, dorming with your high school friend and that is also going to your school usually isn't a good idea. Again, living with them is not the same as being their friend. It's entirely possible that you guys both crash out on each other over some random shit that came up that you didn't even know about each other while just being friends, and then you end up having like a falling out. It's unfortunate, but it happens more often than you think. You're better off rooming with randoms. Besides, that's a way to meet new people anyway, so why not? If you're not messing with your roommate early on, deadass just make arrangements to get a room change as early as possible. I've heard so many stories where people were paired up with absolutely diabolical human beings, and then they just had to switch rooms in the first 2 weeks. Be sure these people are actually going to make you comfortable, and they aren't going to touch you in the middle of the night, or touch other people while you're in the room in the middle of the night, or touch themselves while you're in the room in the middle of the night. I've went over the social aspects, the academics, and the living conditions. What's next? The food. The food could either be the equivalent or 1,000 times better than your high school food. Usually, it's the latter. In my case, it was. Freshman 15 is actually a real thing, y'all. You're gonna gain 15 pounds in 1 month because you want to try all the food that they got. I definitely did, and I'm putting that shit out there. It's no secret. Let a man eat his ice cream and pizza at midnight on the daily. You're gonna get tired of the food on campus eventually, though. Leave your campus once in a while to try local restaurants or something. Or literally just leave your campus once in a while for the hell of it. Don't be stuck in this little bubble every single day until it's time for break and the school literally kicks you out. Last thing I gotta put out there. Nobody actually talks about their high school stats once they made it to college. All that matters is that you're here, everyone did what they had to do to make it, and that's all. Nobody cares about your SAT score, your GPA, nada. It's time to move on, bro. Forget about it. Just be happy that you made it. But if you want to bring something from high school, let's say like your basketball or soccer skills, you should definitely expand on that in your freshman year, since a lot of people are also probably willing to do the same thing, and you could actually make some pretty cool friends that way. College is also just a great place to completely change up your style or taste and shit. If you were scared to switch up too much in high school because people knew you too well, and then they would just catch on and then call you corny for it, do it in college. Nobody knows you, nobody knew you, you're a new face, and you could finally change things up. For me, this was trying new clothing styles and taking fit pics like I'm Playboy Cardi. Have some fun with your new environment and change it up. But yeah, bros and sisters, that's it. If you want me to make another one of these or want me to make a video on other specific aspects of college or any school experience, just let me know. And since you watched this far into the video, you should probably subscribe, or else you won't get into college. And if you're already in college and you haven't subscribed, then you're going to trip in front of your entire lecture hall real soon, and it's going to be extremely funny, and your food is going to be undercooked for the rest of the week. And if you're already graduated from college, then I don't know, man. I mean, I guess you got more wisdom than me, so you could do whatever you want, I guess. Oh yeah, and then hit that like button as well. But yeah, alright, y'all. See ya.